character is terrifying when he gets momentum. But starting off, winners finals, Pokemon Stadium 2, Palutena versus Ridley.
Yes, this is the new Starterville, so to speak. See a lot of game ones just default to here, and already Light just tacking a little bit of percent on the board. Of course, not too consequential, but telling Vreyvus, you've got to make the first move in neutral now. Ooh, back air to dash attack, just using that shield, getting full effectiveness out of it.
And that neutral air coming out from Ridley, definitely one of his best moves, an incredibly good move in general, covering so much space and dealing so much damage, but the auto reticles and explosive flames just keeping Vreyvus at bay.
Palutena has auto aim and Ridley has auto tech chase on the platforms between neutral air and up smash. So we'll see if that plays a significant role here on Pokemon Stadium.
And that dash attack, definitely a move that you have to watch out for. It's a surprisingly good zone breaker, particularly for a character that often plays neutral quite conservatively. Oh, no, it doesn't go for the punish.
That forward tilt, man, it has the trample effect too. It'll just rip right through any buttons that you decide to contend with.
Now, a pretty close game between both these two. And again, we see this kind of overall methodical pace coming out from Vreyvus, not overcommitting to anything.
Okay, gets the bit of a strange drift with that directional air dodge, but he's back. Ridley with pretty good vertical recovery. Just going to chuck him off stage, and we'll see what that trap is on the edge. No, doesn't even try to two-frame. Of course, Light wasn't forced into up B, so no reason to risk it. Oh, poking through the stage, though.
Yes.
Vreyvus going to take the first stock. Sweden on the board right now.
That is actually a very critical difference with this stage versus PS2, of course, PS1 even. Of course, the main platform being a bit flatter allows for hitbox interactions such as that.
And Vreyvus definitely showing some good stage knowledge there. I believe he did hold down in order to avoid snapping to the edge just for a couple frames.
Yes.
We're going to see Light going for these back airs at the ledge. Such a good option just to beat any ledge hop aerials. And a back throw from Palutena. She, man, definitely, I don't know if she needs that, but...
She just tosses you aside.
Yeah, not quite as strong as Ness's, but still a very formidable back throw in its own respect.
Yeah, very powerful for a character with this much mobility and a grab that long.
Okay, got the empty hops at the edge. No commitments from Light. Just going to play that long-range game. Between Explosive Flame and Auto Reticle, it is quite difficult to get close to Palutena if she doesn't want you there.
That said, though, this Plasma Breath coming out from Ridley, really, really solid. Actually, a move that's kind of difficult to reflect. If you reflect it, often the fireballs dissipate before they even go back to Ridley, so...
Yeah, they don't travel very far. Similar to Sheik's Needles.
Yes.
And just harassing Ridley from across the stage. Light looking pretty good, but of course this is such a close match, man. It's been going back and forth. Yes, gonna go for the jab 3 rather than the rapid.
Getting hit by the full plasma stream almost, and the F-tilt catching just above the ledge. Fantastic stuff to Vreyvus.
Light just a little bit off the mark with his angle there, and now we're going to see a potential return. No, okay, doesn't commit to anything off the back throw. You can DIOA from back air, but still, sometimes that chase goes through anyway. Now we see Vreyvus, trying to extend his lead in a huge way.
Going for that hard read on the skewer. Up smash, not enough just yet. Ridley is, of course, a pretty heavy character.
Now Light stuck at the edge once again, just going to teleport to mid-screen. I like it. Blocks the auto reticle at close range, and that is not safe, my guy.
Yeah, the range on that down tilt just allowing him to get that close to mid-range damage.
Chase down yet again. Explosive Flame so dangerous at mid and long range, but up close, just like the auto reticle, it's going to be punishable. Ooh, clanking right through the fireball. I like that.
Trying to read the roll right there, but gonna get punished. Still alive, though. Almost gets the Explosive Flame.
That was a crazy edge guard attempt. Of course, the Explosive Flame spawning exactly where Palutena is when she spawns it, or when she uses side B initially, but it's not going to catch Vreyvus. Looking for another forward tilt kill, perhaps. 104. I think he'll need the tipper to actually close the stock out with that. Explosive Flame from mid-range, just so dangerous, but Vreyvus, no reason to press forward.
Yes, having this big lead at the moment, Light is definitely staring down the barrel of death, but can he seal out this stock and finally put it to a last stock situation?
I like this by Vreyvus, not even choosing to challenge Palutena at all from the air, just standing back at a distance, respecting the hitboxes. Oh, but that getup is going to get caught by back air, and we've got an even game in terms of stocks, of course.
Never mind the up smash, completely denying that. Vreyvus taking game 1.
That is a tall man with a tall character. Some would say too tall to be in the game. And he's got that up taunt just to remind you.
That up taunt is one of my favorite taunts in the game, man. It's just... Why did you just stand up?
Just flexing his vertical on you, man. And Vreyvus, man, this guy coming out of nowhere, certainly a dark horse for this tournament. Sweden, of course, extremely strong at the top level in Melee with Armada and Leffen, but in Smash 4, they were kind of quiet.
Yes, definitely. Of course, we did have M, who didn't have quite as good a run as one was expecting, but he was a very, very strong threat in Smash 4. But outside of that, Sweden didn't see too much. Of course, we have Izor as well, but Vreyvus definitely, as you said, a dark horse in this tournament, really showing up in a big way, pardon the pun.
No, dude. We need more of those. All right, it's going to be Congo Jungle Battlefield. Interesting choice. Is it the DK rap, man? Please tell me it's the DK rap. I'm squeezing my headphones on.
It's Sticker Brush Symphony.
Oh, okay, that's not bad.
That's a Brawl classic, man.
Yeah, great song, of course, but that's not what we're here for. This is a tournament, not a concert. And Light with a great start so far. Going to get it down throw to fair. Yep, just build that damage slow and steady.
And I feel like Light having the lead may change up this matchup dynamic slightly. You know, Vreyvus, when he had the lead, he was able to play it very patiently, very conservative. But now, Light having the lead, Vreyvus is going to need to find his way in and get that damage. 101% unanswered at the moment.
And he's keeping it going. Light making this lead so difficult to come back from, because not only does he have all these basic setups, you know, the 2 pieces, the 3 pieces, but also if you do decide to start throwing those hitboxes out, she can maul through them with back air and dash attack.
And 0% completely unanswered so far. Vreyvus having a hard time just finding the hits that he needs to get anything going.
Quite the turnaround from last game where Vreyvus had a considerable lead for most of it. Oh, goes for the grab on the teleport, not going to pan out. And Light still basically unscathed. Ridley has a ton of kill power, but nothing that's going to get rid of you that early. Down tilt long, but not long enough.
And look at the range that Light is playing at. He's really working in Vreyvus' face in such a position such that Vreyvus can't really cover him with his own out of shield options.
Like the downward angled up B to the edge. Just get out of trouble, gain some invincibility for yourself. But of course, you're still on the edge. And Light is still in the lead very comfortably right now. Light gonna back off, just give Ridley some space. Doesn't matter if he does decide to extend those long limbs, could just use the shield. Oh, I like the attempt, trying to roll backward, get a back throw. Don't think it would have KO'd at 109 before the hit, but either way, would have been valuable damage.
And you see the idea from Vreyvus right there. Good drop zone there from Light. Vreyvus is just trying to walk out of range and try and get an F-tilt, but Light's just not allowing anything at the moment.
Yeah, so much activity on that explosive flame. Going to be a great answer to regular get up from the ledge. And killing with forward air, man. Ridley, despite his size, not one of the heaviest characters in the game. Certainly above midweight, but not as chunky as he looks.
Yeah, he's around about Ike's weight. A little bit lighter than Samus.
We see this scramble in neutral, just each character going back and forth. Nobody wanting to press forward too hard. But Light, it doesn't matter, man. He doesn't have to press forward at all. He's got a great set of zoning tools and a 2-stock lead right now. Potentially working on this 3-stock here. Yes, and Vreyvus. Oh, not a 3-stock. All right.
All right, we'll take the JV3, but that was an incredibly dominant game from Light, especially considering how game 1 went. You know, Vreyvus had most of the control. He was in the lead the entire time, but that was a complete 180.
All right, even set. Essentially a best of 3 at this point. And quite a varied stage list here at Valhalla with 11 legal stages? Or
10 legal stages,
10,
3
okay.
bans, and DSR is on.
So effectively 4 bans per game, right?
Essentially.
All right. Light, considering what to ban here, there's so many choices. I think that's one thing we've seen be a common theme throughout all these sets is the players will stand up, look at the stage list, really try to think about it, be like, you know what? I'm not used to playing on this stage. Maybe I'll get rid of that one. And really having to delve pretty deep into their brains to figure out where they should not play for the next match.
Yeah, Vreyvus, of course, unable to play on PS2 considering he won on that stage, but it seems that he's going to be going to
Town and City.
Town and City.
Yep. All right, got to have that music counterpick. Another lovely addition to Ultimate.
Yes, especially on the Animal Crossing stages. Being able to hear the fresh new remixes is so, so good.
Yeah, I love how they made the music more battle-geared.
Yeah.
Okay, Town and City it is. Now a high ceiling stage, so could see that up air keep Ridley in the game a little bit longer than it would normally. And those neutral airs, man, so much damage, tacking on already almost 50 off a single opening. Light, though, getting opened up by get-up attack, and now it's Vreyvus' turn to respond. Wow, I love his platform tech chase attempts with the down B. That's a great way to use that. Relatively difficult move to hit, 30 frames startup. Not the slowest in the game, but still, to get your opponent blindsided by that is pretty tough.
And it's definitely a pretty low-risk, high-reward option for him. If he gets that sweet spot, bam, 60%. If he doesn't get it, or if it misses, that's absolutely fine. He's not in a bad situation. He's not in a bad position.
Yeah,
Ooh, beautiful neutral air right there, but nothing else.
Okay, now some neutral airs from Light. Gonna just send Vreyvus back off stage and juicing this lead a little further. Yes, the kicks, keeping it going. Has to recover low this time. Ooh, the back air looked like it canceled out the hitbox of Ridley's up B, but it was on a disjoint, so it didn't manage to connect. Either way, gonna just chuck him, get rid of that first stock, and Light, playing with the lead, has already shown to be really dangerous. Couldn't extend off of the forward air, though.
At the moment, it just feels like Vreyvus is having a really hard time answering Light's jumps. I feel like more neutral air in his game plan may actually help him, but he's not being too liberal with the move. He knows that it can be risky at times.
Yeah, that core neutral of down tilt and neutral air for Ridley is so potent. Just looks like Palutena has some pretty good answers to it. Obviously, the air-to-air can get challenged by her shield moves. Ooh,
very, very close, and out of range where he was relatively safe.
Palutena just generally doesn't want to engage at a distance where Ridley's down tilt's even an option. Obviously, it's great to outrange up-close characters, has some of the longest reach in the game, but not some...
Oh, he gets yanked by the Space Pirate Rush and stage bike underneath the Town and City platform.
That's what it's called? Space Pirate Rush?
Space Pirate Rush.
That's hilarious, man. I love how much effort went into naming things in this game. Just gonna get in with that dash attack, like you said. Great zone breaker. And Light able to use Palutena's great air drift to avoid that neutral air.
And we're seeing Vreyvus get a couple of good reads when Light is in disadvantage, but not quite carrying them forward as far as he'd like.
Smart, blocking all those hits in the neutral air, responds with one of his own, but his shield getting whittled away by these projectiles.
Smart of him to focus on jumping to avoid them now.
Yeah, just make it whiff or get too close. But the back throw, that's going to do it.
Yes, even though Town and City does have a high ceiling, it does have relatively tight horizontal blast zones.
Forward air, a lot of damage off of that, and a forward tilt tipper that time.
Beautiful stuff. Now here come the neutral airs. 1, 2, 3.
2.5.
Yeah, 2.5.
Okay, just going to jump over the explosive flame, but Vreyvus not ready to press forward and commit afterward. Ooh, the back head of up smash. She's so tall, it's going to clip her right in the neck.
What an up smash that was, and now Vreyvus with a fighting chance in this game.
Landing forward air, goes unpunished on the back of shield. Ooh, back air out of shield. Okay, Vreyvus still in this by all means. Yes, gonna just jump right over the explosive flame. Down throw to fair. The bread and butters from Ridley, they're just so damaging, even though it's not a lot of hits. Each one just means so much, and the chase with the up air, not quite enough.
Great explosive flame right there, who's forced to side B to try to get to the ledge. All right, Vreyvus is still in this.
You see the back air negating that neutral air hitbox. Unfortunately for Light, doesn't connect. Ooh, that neutral air, man, the fact that it starts low and then loops around Ridley is so effective compared to something like a Charizard or Rob neutral air, for example.
Oh, what a 2-frame, but he's still alive.
The angle down forward tilt. Ooh, and Light actually missed the angle yet again, but Vreyvus not ready for
what
it.
a turnaround.
Literally.
Oh my goodness. Last hit situation. Oh, the last hit of explosive flame, barely clipping him, and that will be game 3 going to Light.
Light on the verge of taking a trip to Grand Finals, winner's side.
The edge of Ridley's giant hurtbox barely clipping that final hit. That would have been huge if he was able to get over it and infiltrate Light's zone of control.
That one opening could have meant so much for Vreyvus. Ridley with all the kill power in the world. But Palutena, same could be said about... Oh, come on, Light! No, you don't got to do it to him like that. Is this how this man powers up? He just won the game. There's no need to take off the training clothes. You're up 2-1, bro.
I don't know, man. Maybe it's just a sign of respect to his opponent. Maybe he just wants to be as in the zone as possible.
Very true.
He knew that he only just barely scraped through that victory in that game, so he wants to feel a lot more comfortable going into this game 4.
I think the female viewership of the stream may have just skyrocketed. So, Geeky Goon Squad, thanks you all, and thanks Light. All right, here we go. Going into this fourth game, Vreyvus' counter pick. I feel like he's going to want something with platforms. Ridley is so threatening underneath them. Neutral air, up smash, cover the entire thing, no matter what option it is. And if it's get up attack, all you got to do is wait underneath for a second.
And interestingly, he's chosen to go to Smashville, of course, the stage having a slightly wider platform than normal, so might be a little bit harder to cover, but nonetheless, that neutral air is still going to be such a potent tool.
The Goddess and the Space Pirate. What a saga, man. Who would have expected this for winners finals? Well, Palutena, probably. That's the status quo. But yeah, Ridley, man, I'm glad to see this character getting the representation he deserves. Vreyvus, certainly the man for the job right now here at Valhalla 2. And now it's Vreyvus making a huge untouched breakaway in the first stock. Oh, I love that, just jumping over the auto reticle, fooling the homing property on the move. It's significantly more accurate than it was in Smash 4, but still, there are ways around it.
Once again, trying to space himself within that tipper F tilt range, but the get-up attack having just enough reach to avoid.
That back air not going to pan out. That would have been Light's first stock otherwise. Okay, going to drag.
Rush across the stage, almost getting the KO, but a ton of damage on that as well.
And with a percent lead like that, Ridley really has you in there for a long time. Vreyvus going to convert into a stock from that ledge trap.
Neutral air, trying to get the pivot grab, but a little bit short.
Man, Palutena, it's hard to grab her, and it's hard to attack versus her. Leaves you really with only one option to respect her and block, or alternatively, you can make her whiff. And that's really where you're going to make your money against her. Now on the chase down, Palutena, not the best equipped character for this situation, but she does have a lot of strength behind her move. So if Light manages to get one good, clean hit, could see an even stock.
Once again, going for that 2-frame on the forward tilt, such an effective option.
Up B, yes, that forward and down angled up B. Ooh, all right, there we go. Gonna clean it up with back air, and Light all of a sudden not down by that much. Love these dash dances from Vreyvus, though. Ridley is so threatening out of that initial dash, and again, the back hit of up smash. Not quite strong enough to do it, but valuable damage nonetheless.
Yeah, Vreyvus' movement and his usage of neutral air has just been spectacular so far this game.
Now it's Light's turn. No! Manages to spot dodge after the forward air. No grab. I love that angle that he's placing the fireballs at, just barely covering the edge, but also making the bounce off upward. Such a unique angle, and the up tilt, I believe, is going to close that stock.
Yes, indeed, and Vreyvus just holding on to all this momentum. He is playing spectacularly so far.
Rapid jab, going to tack on a lot of percent here. Yes, neutral air, force her back. Oh, almost ready for the teleport on stage. It looks like Vreyvus has adapted to that recovery option.
I think he was trying to also read a roll from Light afterwards, trying to clash with the dash attack.
Okay, potential spike. No. Light a little bit off the mark, manages to grab the edge instead. And this percent is climbing. Ridley not that heavy. Something really important to keep in mind. Palutena could just duff him with a forward smash and close it out.
Especially on a small stage like Smashville.
Waits out the explosive flame. Light just going to get right up in there, and yes!
Up smash. That up smash is ludicrous in this game. It is active for ages, and it maintains basically all of its power, but that up smash, also a crazy move.
And when you see somebody run up to the ledge like that, you don't think they're ready to cover roll, but Vreyvus all over it, using that back hitbox to full effect. Oh, and he's looking for that forward tilt yet again. All the Scandinavians in the crowd going wild for this Ridley.
All right, Light finally finding some hits, but unable to push it forward because of the rage. One of the unfortunate things about Ridley, he's kind of lacking in terms of a kill throw, so he needs to find a hit or a side B here.
This ledge trap.
There it is!
Yes, there we go. Just the whip punish with side B. Space Pirate Rush.
All right, we're going to game 5 in this winner's final set. Ridley versus Palutena.
Could not ask for more to start off this top 4 block with you,
My
man.
goodness.
All right, Light, not going to remove any more clothing between games. Looks like he's reached his limit. I think the Twitch cops have issued a notice. Here we go. What's the pick going to be? I would expect something longer and flatter. Probably Final Destination, but if not, maybe Wily's Castle. I'd imagine with 3 bans that Vreyvus would be getting rid of stages like this, though, so I think we're going to go right back to where we started. Pokemon Stadium 2. And Light actually dropped the game here, so he's forced to counterpick himself in a way.
Yeah. An interesting decision.
Definitely doesn't want to contend with Ridley on triplats by any means.
Although he did win.
Yeah.
He won on Battlefield before.
Counterpicked and won there.
All right, both these players sticking with their guns, going into that game 5. Light pumping himself up.
Vreyvus, meanwhile, cool as a cucumber.
And the crowd.
Quite the opposite.
Quite the opposite indeed.
Okay, got the neutral airs. Oh, I love the raw right there to keep him guessing with his DI.
Covering the platform as well. Beautiful stuff, 61%.
Light backing off, doesn't want to go for that dunk, and Ridley's up B, so disjointed at the top too. Not a wise idea to challenge it from above unless you have a huge sword or something to that effect. Palutena's staff probably just a bit lacking in range in that department.
And one thing that Vreyvus has been doing spectacularly throughout this entire set is catching those jumps from Light with that neutral air. It's been doing so much work for him.
Such a tight margin between these two. That turnaround with his second jump into back air, one of the unique attributes Ridley gets as a multi-jump character. Ooh, and he again is ready, but slightly off the mark with the punish for that on-stage teleport from Light. And there we go, up air, gonna close it out.
Scooped by the Goddess Halo. Oh, the cheeky little turnaround before that up smash. That was absolutely immaculate coming out from Vreyvus.
Yes, making sure to get that early back hit. Okay, down throw to fair. Yes, so much damage off of that.
That does a good like 27 or something. It's ridiculous if you get the sweet spot fair.
And here's another one. Oh, maybe expecting Light to be in a knockdown situation.
Yeah,
trying to catch his tech option.
Thought that his down throw was going to put into tumble there, but unfortunately it did not. But even then, that up smash dealt so much pressure on the platform.
Vreyvus trying these angled down forward tilts for the 2 frames. Works pretty well, but he's just been slightly mistiming it. All right, down throw yet again. Oh, wants to set him up onto these platforms. Ridley is so dangerous from underneath there. And again, Ridley's huge hurt box, getting him clipped by that explosive flame. And again, off the mark with the down angle forward tilt. This time Light tries to swing, but slightly mistimes it as well. You could see the nerves are coming into effect for both of these guys. They want to be on the winner's side of things going into grands.
Yes. It'll mean a huge amount for both of them, especially considering the monsters that are currently on the loser's side.
And both of these players would be earning their first gold medal at a big European tournament.
Yes. Yes, they would. Especially for this brand new game. Going in with so much momentum, that will be huge for either of them.
Yeah, the prestige of a Valhalla title, certainly hard to match. Oh, the forward smash, so safe. All that shield
the
push.
footstool.
Yep, but he's living. Okay,
Yep. Vreyvus jumps.
Staying in it. Wow, the spot dodge, a little bit of fear perhaps. And he's inching forward. You see he wants those fireballs to just dribble over the ledge slightly.
Tries to go for the drop zone there, but again, Vreyvus going super, super low.
Such an intense standoff between these two. Now it's Light with stage control, gonna force him off with back air. Plant the explosive flame, force out some of those jumps, and he's out of here!
And that was the untechable that time, so Light on his final winner side stock potentially. He's going to need to make some magic happen if he wants to get this final stock.
Oh, nothing off of the up tilt. That looked like it was a perfect placement for a follow-up. Oh, Vreyvus running away from a whiff jab. But, of course, gets right back in there. Managed to pick up a down throw.
Big back air coming out from Light. Not enough to get the KO, though. Let's see how he's able to ledge trap. Again, unable.
Got the side B release into jab. Doesn't want to complete it, though. Throwing these forward smashes out, you could perhaps sense a little bit of desperation from Vreyvus. He just wants it to all be over with. It's been 4.5 games of utter back and forth action.
That said, though, Vreyvus is expanding this lead bit by bit. Light suddenly looking at death percent 103.
Oh, and that's it!
From the plasma blast, and that'll be it! Vreyvus advances to grand finals!
On the winner's side of things, the Ridley main from Sweden putting his country on the map.
What a superb set. Light unable to finish that stock and unable to push forward, but Vreyvus, man.
That was just about as intense as it gets, man. And we are only just getting started. There are a few more matches left. Of course, all on the loser side of things. We see Glutony taking the